Totally the wrong analogy that you just threw in there. Wow, snarky. So snarky.
No, that's fine.
Also, my half birthday, which I firmly believe that everyone should get stuff on their half birthday. So just like, let me know. It's cool. All right, guys, it is Friday and my sister's birthday. Question of the day. I like starting with this because I feel like I haven't forgotten. Question of the day is, what question do you want to ask for question of the day? So a lot of these we make up on the fly. Some of these we plan. Some of these we Google. This week I reached out to a few members. So we had Chris Dodds and Sarah and Tomas have most of the questions except for my like philosopher one. And it'd be super neat to get and pull from you guys. So on the Instagram, go find it. Put in a question that you're curious about, and we'll use it. Awesome. Let's get into the workout. To start today, okay, just as a general theme for today, accessory work. We're gonna do all of the accessory work. For a lot of these, they're very small muscles, so if you need to cut things out or skip portions, there's a lot of little pieces. Working on a lot of little like muscles. So play that by ear, but just go in with the mindset of like, you're gonna do a lot of different little things. Awesome. To start, you've got a 3-minute EMOM. All of these movements are gonna be done in the same minute. 10 glute bridges, 15 in and out jumps. That's essentially just like a plate jump. You're just gonna go wide foot, in foot, or wide foot, narrow foot, wide foot, narrow foot. 15 real quick, pop, 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 pop. And then 10 jumping air squats. Breathe for a split second, back on the ground for 10 glute bridges for the second and then the third minute, so on and so forth. For the mobility, we're gonna work on that shoulder extension. I'm getting better at that, Jacob Laux. Shoulder extension is when the arm goes back. You're gonna do reverse plank with some forward shifts. So literally you're just going to open up the angle and close off the angle in your shoulder. It's gonna feel really, really good. Feel free to do longer than 60 seconds or break it up and accumulate that 60 seconds if those shoulders are super tight. Bill Sachs. Next piece of this warm-up, more accessory. You're gonna go through an AMRAP of 4 minutes. What I want you to approach this as is not as many rounds as possible. It's just a 4-minute window for you to work consistently for quality, all of those beautiful things. 10 plank toe taps. Cool. That you're just gonna be in a plank and then you're going to step your foot out and back in, alternating between each foot. Awesome. 20 alternating single leg V-ups. 1, this is a great scale. 2, it's a slightly different way to work your abs. There's a lot of cross fibers, there's a lot of cool things going on in the core. This allows you to contract in different ways instead of just that bilateral thing that we do all the time. Play around with it, work through that for 4 minutes. And then, spoiler alert, more accessory work. All right, now what we're gonna go through is a slightly different version of a pike up. We're gonna do this as a sliding version. So we've done a lot, we've done a lot sitting on the ground where we're contorting ourselves in this little ball. Now we're actually gonna go into an inchworm, and instead of walking ourselves into this inchworm, you're going to pull yourself into this inchworm. So if you have carpet, put on some socks, point your toes because it's pretty, rock through some piked slide ups, sliding pike ups. That sounds like a good name. That's what we're gonna call it. Sliding pike ups. After you get done with those, 12 controlled arch holds, but with a leg abduction. So we're gonna go from a narrow foot leg, I don't know what that's called, Brooke, but like piked, I guess, toes together, to a straddle. Straddle being legs spread apart. So you're gonna rock through that. This makes my butt cramp in the weirdest way possible. 2 different things you can do on this. You can either just embrace the cramp and just go for it, or relax out of it, take a second, let your nervous system calm down, and then do it again. But just a heads up, this might light some things up in the old glutes. You're gonna do 12 of each of those movements for 3 sets, rest as needed. Awesome. For those of us at home that wanna work on grip and you have a plate, we've got a slightly different focus or just something in addition to all of that. We're gonna work on some grip stuff. Grab a plate, 10, 15, 25, 45 would be impressive and probably impossible, but 10 to 15 should work really, really well. You're gonna do a plate flip. So you're literally gonna grab the end of the plate, you're gonna flip it and catch it 10 times, and then you're gonna do a 50-foot dumbbell suitcase carry. Cool, awesome. Pretty simple, kind of fun. Don't hurt yourself. Metcon, take 7, technically, I think. What we're gonna do, on an every 4 minute on the 4 minute. So you have a 4 minute clock. You're gonna do 1 round of these things, and you're gonna do that 5 times. So it's a 20 minute, you need 20 minutes for this workout across the board, regardless of what track we're on. We're gonna go through some monostructural or cardio, if you will, and then a dynamic squat, depending on what kind of equipment we have. So for the cardio, no equipment, you've got 300 meters of running. Have fun. Cool. If you have a machine, rock out 20 or 16 calories, depending on your chromosome makeup. For the dynamic squat portion of this, if you don't have anything and you don't want to use your backpack, go for 30 jumping air squats. That has been a phenomenal way to really mess your quads up and get that exertional power as if you had something. It's extremely similar, at least in how much it sucks. So 30 jumping air squats. If you've got some dumbbells, rock out like 15 to 20. So if you have 1 and you're doing a goblet hold, rock out 20. If you have like 2 and you're going for like a 100-pound dumbbell front squat, just torch your quads thing, do 15. Awesome. If you have a barbell, we're gonna rock out 10 front squats. So clean it up from the floor, rock out 10 squats, shooting for a 155 to 105. So not super heavy as far as front squats go. This should be something that you can easily do unbroken every single round without really thinking about it. It's more of a finisher than like a strength building thing. So scale that as needed. As far as the intent goes, we're looking for some, surprise, surprise, consistency within our times. So I want you to go pretty hard for this, but I want you to go hard knowing that you have to do 5 rounds. There shouldn't be a significant drop off from round to round. So adapt your pace as you need to. We've had some experience with this now over the past few weeks. So we should know, even if I want to do a good score, I shouldn't try to PR my 20 calorie row, or especially not my 20 calorie bike. I want to do it in mind where I want to be consistent across the board. I want to be able to replicate my efforts with this minimal amount of rest. Also, just keep in mind that it's on a 4-minute clock, so that's a huge factor in this. To finish out the day, we've got some piked compressions. This is going to be the one you are sitting on the floor with your hands somewhere either behind you, or if you want to increase the effort, more towards the front. And then you're going to do 100 reps of these. Rest is needed. It says for time. That's a lot. So rest as you need to. Don't blow your abs out. If you want to scale it and do 1 leg at a time, that's an awesome scale. If you want to make it really, really hard, straddle your legs out, spread them out. Those I would play around with doing unilateral first, unless you're a gymnast and you want to rock out both of them. That's a great way to increase the difficulty level. Awesome. Don't forget to go to the Instagram, put in the question of the day that you want to have posted, and we'll start to incorporate your guys' input on that. Have a good weekend.